Welcome back, everybody. I'm Lewis, and this is Metal Lens Reviews. Welcome to my channel. If this happens to be your first time here, you're checking it out, you like what you see, thank you. Please do me a favor of like, comment, subscribe. As I mentioned before, it really helps me grow the channel, spread it to the masses, and of course motivates me to provide you guys more content to watch. Alright, guess what? NEMOPHILA. So, I haven't done them in a while, and this is actually a cover song. The Blue Hearts. And the song, according to Google Translate, is called Roses of Passion. So the Blue Hearts, to the best of my knowledge when I searched them, look like a Sex Pistols slash punk rocker. Well, the Sex Pistols are punk rock. Japanese kind of group. I just looked over them briefly. Random song. Not this song in particular, but this is interesting. The Blue Hearts are interesting in themselves. For them to kind of look like... I don't know the rest of their catalog. To me, appearance-wise, and through like a little snippet of a song, come off as punk rockish, little alternative. Years ago, I don't know if they're still doing music or whatever the issue is, but NEMOPHILA obviously are fans. They're doing a cover, and yeah, this should be interesting because I mostly know NEMOPHILA from just doing like really hardcore metal stuff. Not all their stuff is crazy Lamb of God style metal, but it's pretty heavy and I love it. I even could sit, like, if they were ever to tour in the States, which I'm sure they do, yeah, I would definitely check them out live here. No question. Alright, well, let me stop yapping, let me cue this video up, and we're going to check it out together, okay? Once again, this is NEMOPHILA doing a cover song from the Blue Hearts called Roses of Passion. I had to make sure that was right. Alright guys, let's check it out. Okay, so yeah, that definitely answered my question. This is very punk rock inspired. Yeah, when I hear this, like Green Day, or like I said, Sex Pistols, and every other punk band in my head right now, and in your head, it definitely sounds like that. So I don't know if that's intentional or not. Like I said, I don't know too much about the Blue Hearts, but I know NEMOPHILA, and for them to do this, man, you know, and like, you know, why box yourself into kind of one genre? You know, if you're a talented group of musicians, cover anything you like, put your own twist to it. And this sounds like they're being truly faithful. Like I said, I never really heard this song, but just that little snippet of the Blue Hearts I heard prior to this, yeah, I'd say definitely punk is in season with them, and they're doing a pretty damn good job. It's very tight. Sound quality is amazing for like a live, I guess, studio kind of track. Awesome. Not as aggressive, but keeping true to that punk soul, you know. That's what I get here. Japanese punk. Who would have knew? Who would have thought? Yeah, this is pretty badass though. This is cool. I like this. I like seeing this side of NEMOPHILA. It shows you how diverse and talented they are when it comes to music. Alright, let's keep going. just by looking, it looks like they're having like a blast doing this. It's probably like a relief because it's such, I mean, no sly on punk music, but if you listen to punk, it's really not that complex. That's not the point of punk. Punk is supposed to be, raw, aggressive, and kind of in your face, unscripted. I guess kind of like black metal. How black metal is like when they record anyway, it's like just static, static and noise and the band, But it varies, Nothing, not one is the same as the other. Bands might influence each other, but So this is really cool. When you hear of cover songs, bands tend to go off on their own kind of tangent sometimes, while still keeping that core sound of the original song. But this sounds pretty faithful, like I said, and I really don't know the Blue Hearts like that, so I can't really comment that much. But if I were to guess, I'd say they're doing a pretty damn good job for a cover song. And just seeing them kind of like, I don't want to say out of their element, because I said they're musicians, they can do whatever they want. But to see them not as aggressive, and playing that kind of metal, it's like more upbeat punk kind of in your face stuff, It's entertaining. I like it. And like I said, they're having a blast, so that must be really fun. Yeah, let's keep going. All right. Freaking awesome. NEMOPHILA doing their version of the Blue Hearts. Okay, I forgot the song again. Roses of Passion. That was awesome. That was different. Like I said, not used to them doing lighter stuff. I've definitely heard them kind of take it down a notch, but I've noted for hearing NEMOPHILA just pull the punches into really aggressive metal, in the vein of like Lamb of God and Killswitch. But yeah, this was cool. This was a nice change of pace. I love the surprises, like I said. That's cool. I mean, where else are you going to hear a Japanese punk group being covered by, a metal group and making it... And literally, it's not copy and paste. Because obviously they're playing it, obviously not a carbon copy of the original, but, it's pretty damn faithful if you ask me, Yeah, they didn't take it up a notch. But then again, like I said, I never really heard the original, so I can't judge too much, but, I'm just going off of what I would think the Blue Hearts might sound like. But yeah, and can you imagine I'm talking about this and the Blue Hearts are not punk, and they just kind of turned it to a punk song? No, but I have a reason to believe the Blue Hearts. Just, like I said, I heard a little bit of a snippet of a song, not a complete song, just so I could, wrap my head around this cover. So, and just how they carry themselves on stage, I think it's pretty safe to assume the Blue Hearts at least are trying to achieve that punk kind of feel. Whatever music genre they categorize themselves in is whatever. But anyway, NEMOPHILA definitely knocked that out of the park. This was a cool cover, cool rendition. You could tell they obviously liked the band, first of all, that they're covering. They did it very well. It was very tight, sound production-wise, awesome. And it just looked like they were having fun doing it. And that's what it's about, especially when you're covering songs that aren't your own. It's fun. You gotta have fun with it, add your own twist if you want, and just, go nuts. That's what it's about. Being a musician, it's not just serious all the time. You gotta have a little fun when you play, or else it feels like a real job, you know what I mean? Alright guys, once again, NEMOPHILA, like I said, doing an awesome, fantastic job covering the Blue Hearts Rose of Passion. Is that what it is? Roses of Passion, yeah. Let me know what you think. You guys like this kind of style? Like I said, this was a cover song, not their usual, way of playing. It's more aggressive, more metal. Do you like NEMOPHILA, just doing NEMOPHILA stuff? Let me know in the comments below. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching. Thanks for sticking around this long. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to throw me a song request, maybe another song for me to check them out by, I'll leave a link down below. Buy me a coffee. You can do it through that. Other than that, my friends, that's all I got. See you all very, very soon. Peace.